Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had an amazing day on today. All right, everybody. Thank you all for also tuning in and being with us at our River Tuesday Night Live as we get ready to go into our Tuesday Bible study, if you will, or our night of teaching. So tonight, everybody, we're going to go right back into the title from Sunday, It Was Intended, and we're going to dive just a little bit more into that. Let's talk about Mary still yet again as we keep moving forward to so the Lord can really show us all that was entailed and how come everything that she went through, that it was intended, just like for you and I. Okay, everybody, let's go right on into tonight's teaching as I'm going to go right back to John chapter 12, and I'm going to begin reading verse 1 through 5, and then we'll go right on into some notes. And again, to those of you who are tuning in, God bless you. Thank you all for being with us on tonight. John chapter 12, verse 1 through 5. Then 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, who had been dead, whom he had raised from the dead. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of the ones who sat at the table with him. Then Mary took a pound of very costly oil of spikenard, anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the oil. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, who would betray him, said, "Why was this fragrant oil not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" So we'll stop right there and let's dive right on into some notes on tonight. And for many of you, this word is for whoever this word is for. Allow this word to speak richly to you and allow it to launch you and shift you to wherever purpose or destiny that you feel and know that the Lord have need of you in this hour, in this season. So as we talked about on Sunday, it was intended for many of you, whoever I'm talking to on tonight, whatever you are going through right now, whatever things you had to previously go to, whatever thing you may have had to encounter in your life, it was intended. It was intended that you had to experience or go through whatever it is that the Lord had need for you to go through. And it was all because he has purpose in mind for you. And just like it is right here, as we're seeing with Mary, the scripture don't tell us when the Lord spoke to Mary or gave Mary the command to go ahead and begin to save this oil. But I really believe spiritually that Mary, that was downloaded within her, and she had to believe by faith that she needed to go ahead and have this costly oil on standby. She had to have it prepared and ready. So whenever the moment came when the Lord would let her know that now was the time, she would have it and also know when to use it, because she didn't want to use it the wrong time. Mary was going to need to use that oil at the right moment in the right time. So let's look at something. So when God gives you life, he's looking for a return on his investment in you. So when we look at Mary's life, we can see that I really believe that Mary, now the Lord made a personal investment within Mary by giving Mary a desire to be able to do this assignment. And see, with Mary doing this, Mary took out time to stack and to also to save this much oil. And we see how Judas broke it down. Judas said, "Why wasn't this oil sold for 300 denarii?" Meaning that this oil was, number one, it was costly, it was pure, it was not broken down, it was no cut or nothing was added to it to stretch it. This oil was straight pure oil. It smelled good and it was the real deal. And so now we can also see that as Judas said that it was worth about 300 denarii. So when that down, and I won't go too deep into that tonight, but he also lets us see that was possibly a year's worth of someone's wage. So that's how much that oil possibly cost, and it had so much value to it. So for many of you, whoever I'm talking to on tonight, whatever it is that God is, when he gave or made an investment in your life, that's how he wants your life to be. When we give ourselves to him, he wants us to be a loving fragrance to him, because number one, we are coming to him by faith. We believe by faith, and also the work or the assignment, the task that you and I was able to do through our life. When we give our life and our life is finally there with him, we're taking something back to him, and we're not just coming empty-handed, if you will. So here's Mary. Mary is not showing up empty-handed. Mary have something. And Mary had this very costly oil, and it smells good. And look, you can tell this is not something that's cheap. Mary, it says the whole house is filled. And that's just like for somebody on tonight. Whatever it is that the Lord is asking of you, whatever he needs for you to do, watch this, it's not going to just impact just you, but others will be impacted as well. And now you will be able to really see that your labor was not in vain, and that there was a great benefit for you stepping out on faith, even though no one asked you and no one told you. You were just going off faith that whatever it is that the Lord was unctioning you in your spirit, you was able to do it, and you did it well. So Mary had to move more than enough pure oil to anoint Jesus' feet. Mary had more than enough pure oil, meaning Mary just didn't have just a little bit. No, Mary had to stack and save this amount of oil, because the purpose or whatever it is that what she felt like, that goes to show if she had a pound of this, that means that Mary's faith was in this. That means she was in it. Mary put all of herself into saving that much oil, because Mary knew that whatever this thing is, whatever she was being unctioning to save this oil for, she knew it had great substance, and it also had a great purpose. Some of you on tonight, the Lord may have been already getting or dealing with you in certain areas of your life, having need for you to do something. And see, whatever it is that the Lord have need for you to do, this is right here. See, nobody else, this is you and his conversation. So here's where your faith come in. Just like the Bible don't show us when Mary got this, but we can only go by when she did this. It was by her faith. And somebody, your faith, you have to put your faith out here and put it on out here and see, watch it. When you do this, just like these disciples, they didn't understand. They didn't have a full outlook of what Mary was feeling or what was in Mary's heart. But Mary didn't let that stop her. Just like many of you, just because others may not see your vision, and just like other people may not understand, that's just like right now. If others don't see your vision, it's okay. And see, that's why it's a vision. You got the vision. So everybody else is not going to get your vision until you finally pull it out of the heavens and bring it here on earth and fully allow the Lord to help you through you to now put feet to whatever it is, that vision that he showed you, just like how he did with Joseph. And see, that's for somebody on tonight. Allow the Lord to help you to do this thing through you so he can finally get you to where now he can put feet to whatever it is that he showed you. Mary was so successful in her faith through her level of obedience and also stewardship till her faithfulness disturbed others who didn't fully know their purpose or assignment. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what stood out to me here. Because Mary was so faithful in her obedience and also in her faith that it disturbed other people. Come on, I need somebody to understand. If I'm talking to you on tonight, just because you're stepping out on faith and because you're stepping out on a level of obedience to the Lord, number one, hear me and hear me clearly, that some people we can even see, and these are the disciples we're talking about. Mary was there, and she's the one who anointed Jesus' feet with the pure oil. But watch me, the disciples got disturbed. Why did it disturb them? So I really believe that they should have had the vision. They should have had the clear understanding, but they didn't. So this is why sometimes as you're moving forward in your life, now you got to always be mindful that everybody's not going to see what you saw. You already saw it. You believe it. And this is your faith out there. So now, but you just got to continue to keep moving past whatever, if anybody don't have an understanding, and don't take things personal if they don't see it when you saw it. And that's how that's how we got to continue to keep living our life as we're moving forward. So I'm going to say that one again. Mary was so successful in her faith through her obedience and also stewardship till her faithfulness disturbed others who did not fully know their purpose or assignment. The disciples, they were there with Jesus. But see, they didn't know that he already was kind of forewarning them, letting them know he's going to leave one day. And when his time comes to leave, the disciples are going to be there. Then now they will really, truly, finally understand their purpose, their assignment. But see, until then, they were still there, just going along, just being with Christ as he was continuing to keep teaching them along the way. So many of you, don't be surprised as you're going forward in what you're doing. It may disturb others, but you just give that wobble room as you continue to keep pressing forward. So what Mary had to give to God, purpose and plan, it made Judas speak up, who was the thief. See, right here, look at this. Everybody was quiet. Now, as we pick on Judas on tonight real quick, as we pick on him, no one said anything until after Mary started doing her assignment, and that was to anoint Christ for his burial, for his next level. Because see, now Christ is now at a place to where he's outgrowing, if you will, I'm going to say it to you that way, he's outgrowing being in human flesh now. He's coming to a point in his life to where now he's getting ready to have to go into the spirit realm to now go ahead and complete the assignment, the work that God had already intended for him to do. But watch this. When Mary did this, anointing him for that as he's getting ready to go forward, now we can see, now here's Judas. He begins to speak up. Why would he speak up? Because now all of this, he won't have nothing to do with, he can't receive anything from this. He's not going to be a part of it. Because see, in a few, maybe days later, we're going to see to where now Christ is going to tell Judas, hey, whatever it is that you're going to do it quickly. He's not going to that next level. So here's why I believe that all of this at this one moment in Bethany, at the house where Lazarus was at, who everybody know is a witness that Jesus rose him from the dead. See, also now he's being anointed in this house for his burial. So all of these things being in Bethany was strategic. They had so much purpose in mind why the Lord needed all this to take place in that one particular area, in that one house. Just like for some of you, you have been going through so many different things in your life, and you probably saying you couldn't get past one thing without here go something else hitting you. But see, there's so much growth that's taking place. There's so much other things maturing that's going on within you that you don't even see. See, some of you have been, see some of the uncomfortableness that many of you are growing, that many of you have been experiencing. See, we really don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but watch this. Growth can feel uncomfortable, if you will. And see, many of you are growing, and see, some of you are outgrowing certain things of your life personally. Rather, it could be it could be people, it could be places, and it can also be things. That's why many of you, I know the older I got, I will snack on little candies. Back in the day when I was a child, I used to love Snicker bars. But now, the older I get, I don't really have that. I'll eat one every now and then but now I don't really have that taste like I did years ago. So it's like the more you're growing, now that means your desire is going to change. Your outlook on life is going to change. And see, many of you are beginning to outgrow certain areas, places, people, and things. And see, that's all a part of growth. But one thing about growth can be uncomfortable. And see, this is where many of you have to understand that as you're growing and when you're in those areas, don't knock yourself down because of the inward battles that you feel. See, the thing that people who are growing, where the battles is not more so on the outside. Their battles be on the inside because now they're empty. Because see, that's where the real true growth takes place. It's inwardly. And see, when you have inward growth like that, now your spirit and everything concerning you is now is being reshaped, if you will. You're in a cocoon, and now you're getting ready to metamorph out of one stage and grow and mature into another. But it was all intended, everybody. Whoever I'm talking to tonight, this thing was intended. For whatever thing that Mary had to go through, it was intended. Whatever you may be going through, the Lord already knew it was intended. So now he just needs whatever it is that he has been placing in your spirit to do by faith. He needs you to do it. Watch this, because it's going to launch you, or it's going to prepare whatever it is that he want to do through you to get his purpose, his plan done and fulfilled in this earth realm, even through your life. So God gave Mary the desire to stack and to save pure oil. She did it by having faith in God, by knowing who God was. And see, I really believe in order for Mary to have saved that much oil, she had to believe God. She had to trust him. She had to believe, she had to trust. There's a certain level of obedience that was there. All those things, it had to take place so that everything was stacked right. And Mary, she believed it. And now we can see Jesus could have gone anywhere. but he went right there to Bethany with Mary, who had the oil to go ahead and prepare to anoint him for his next level. He could have go eat the Passover anywhere, or he could have gone any place. And just like somebody on tonight, you probably saying, well, how come I ended up over there? Well, the Lord needed you to get over there. He needed many of you to stop by such and such and such, wherever you had to stop by, because there was something that he needed to get to you by you going there. Many of you, you've been on the way trying to get to some place, and see, many of you may have received a little diversion or distraction, but when you really got to the whole meat and potatoes of everything, you finally see that, okay, yeah, I needed to stop by there. Why? Because there was something waiting for you right there on the other side. Mary saved oil without her receiving anything back for it. Mary, she saved this much oil. She did this first. And she saved this oil before she even received any payment or anything back. All Mary could do was just be obedient, save the oil, stack it up until the right time when she believed, or when it was pressed on her to, let's go ahead and now it's time to use this oil. I'm going to use this oil, and I'm going to use it and anoint Jesus' feet, and I'm going to do it now. That was her thinking, and that's how she did it. That's how the scripture shows us. So watch this. She didn't receive anything. She had to continue to keep stacking that oil, saving it, waiting for the right moment in time. So here's what I'm saying to whoever I'm talking to tonight. How many of you had to continue to, by faith, keep pushing through tough times, and not only tough times, but you had to keep doing hard work. You had to also keep holding stuff in the road, such as even in your finances, also in your marriage, also in certain relationships. And it seemed like you was the one who was stacking, preparing, and saving, or the one giving out the most, but you haven't received anything back yet. And it's like you had to keep on doing it. And see, if I'm talking to you on tonight, just hold tight, because the Lord see your labor is not going to go in vain. See, he already see, and we got scripture to show us on tonight, just as we're looking at Mary. Mary saved all of that oil, and she had it, and it came the moment in time when it was finally up for Mary to finally use this oil. You better believe when Mary began to use that oil, I believe something took place within Mary, letting Mary know that, yes, this is the right moment. I bet you she may have had to go months to save that much oil, but because she did it at the right moment, at the right time, and also it was part of God's plan, and it was also dealing with Jesus, I bet you Mary felt the very best that night when she finally used that oil, because she used it on the right occasion, on the right one, for the right time. Somebody, just because you might seem like you're the one doing all the giving, you're the one you having to work hard. It seems like you're the one having to do this. This is the time right here you're going to have to trust and believe that by faith, as we're seeing in the word, that a moment is coming to where all that hard work is going to pay off for you. And see, when it finally pays off, watch this. Jesus stood up for Mary. Even though everybody else didn't understand Mary's, when she had to stack and save that oil, nobody else didn't understand it, but Jesus understood it. And he stood up for her. And I really believe that was a time to where Mary was she was validated. She was also comforted, because Jesus stood up. He spoke up for her, telling the disciples, leave her alone, because what she was doing, this thing was all part of God's plan. And see, that's why I really believe for whoever you are, whatever it is that you have been doing, and it seemed like you was that only one pushing out or giving, hold tight. The Lord see your giving. And see, you got to understand that, see, as you're giving, is this part of the Lord saying it was intended for you to be in that area doing the giving right now, preparing something for me. Because see, within your giving, watch this. See, I'm going to reward you for all the giving that you had to do. Somebody on tonight, don't allow your own self to get in the way and begin to stunt you from your giving. Whatever it is that the Lord wants you to be preparing, to be stacking, and also to be saving, or whatever it is that he's working on you, whether it's on your job, it could be at home, it could be with your relationships, in marriages. You keep seeming like, man, you're that one always having to say, be the giver, or XYZ. Use wisdom. But I'm here to tell you, if this is God calling you to do this, watch this. Just this hold fast. Keep doing what it is that he's got you to do. And in the end, when he finally say, okay, you gave enough, then he's going to show up for you. And now you're going to be comforted, and you will also receive that validation. And look, because you stepping out on faith, you're not even looking for that. But God is going to reward you and give that to you. Here's why. Because he knows that you had the right motives and your heart was in the right place, and you was given from a right place, even though the Lord knew it was hard on you. He saw it was tough. He saw that the uncomfortableness of the environments or wherever you had to do whatever it is that you had to do. He's seen it all. And that's why he's going to, when he do show up for many of you or open the door to reward you, that thing is going to pay off. And when it pays off, it's going to cover all that you had to go through. Anything that seemed like it was hard or uncomfortable, you're not going to even think about it or even remember. It's going to just be like it was a dream. But that's just how the Lord operates. When he comes in and he gets involved, it's like everything else take the back seat. And it's like the blessing just overtake us. And that's how I believe that it's going to happen to somebody, because you're going to keep moving and keep doing whatever it is that the Lord have need for you to do. Now is not the time for you to quit or give up. Mary gave before she was able to receive comfort and also validation from Christ. She gave before she ever received any of those things. And with the last few minutes on tonight, let's talk about one more thing, and then we're going to close on tonight. And there's 3 points I want to touch on, even as we're tying with this. And it's still dealing with Mary and her growth. And I believe there were still 3 areas that Mary had to grow in, so that way she can be prepared and ready for that level to be able to do her assignment and to do all that she had need to do. Mary grew in 3 areas of her life. Number 1, she had to grow through being a survivor to fulfill her purpose to have the oil. Mary had to grow being a survivor. She had to grow through that. As she was continuing to stack and save, here we go. It may not have all the time been easy, just like you and I, when the Lord is asking for us to do certain things, X, Y, Z. See, every day may not be, you may not feel on top that day or every day, but that don't mean that you still don't stop. You may not can give what you can give like you did yesterday, but you're still giving towards whatever it is that he have need for you to give. You're not going to just say, no, I ain't going to do anything. No, doing nothing is not an option. You got to continue to keep growing and doing whatever the necessary is so you can keep moving forward as you continue to grow and as God's continue to level you up. Number 2, she had to become a good steward over the oil she now saved until the time came for her to use it. Mary had to leave from survival mode. She had to now come to become a good steward, and she had to do this as being a steward and not allow anything else to get in her way to cause her to begin to either slack up or just start using what she was trying to stack and save for that right moment, for that right day, for that right time. Mary had to continue to keep doing it and stay a good steward in spite of. Also, point B to that one would be there could have been things or times in Mary's life where she hit a jam and had to fight the urge to use or to spend what was meant or for God's purpose for Jesus. See, that oil was meant to anoint Christ. But see, Mary could have easily, she's in this earth realm as well, so Mary could have easily hit a jam, and sometimes she could, man, what if I just take a little bit of this oil and just go, just use a little bit to gain some funds or to gain some favor or XYZ for whatever, so that way we can continue to keep moving forward. But I really believe that Mary stayed faithful. Mary did not touch whatever it is, that oil. She left it to the side in that place to hold fast so it could continue to keep. She kept stacking and saving, and the more she did it, she ended up with a pound of oil to where Judas Iscariot said that was worth at least a year's worth of someone's wage, roughly worth 300 denarii. So that had to be some good money during that time. And also part C to that, how many of us at some time or another, you was tempted to use, look at us, use your tithes, your offering, or you use your gift or your talent or some resources God gave to you, you use it to get yourself out of a fix or out of a jam, or you use whatever that resources was to pull you out of an uncomfortable situation. And see, things do happen, but see, here we go again. I really believe that now that conveyor will have been a test for many of you just to see, can you still be a good steward in the midst of this until I'm going to pull you out, but I just need to see, can you pass this test? Can you show me that you're ready to level up from being a good steward to now moving into that realm of ownership? Even though when you go to the level of being an owner, you still have to be a good steward over all things that the Lord still gave to you. But now your title has just changed from stewardship to now ownership, because now you made up in your mind that, yes, I want all that what the Lord, what he allowed me or caused me to survive through, I want it. Because see, many of you, that's why you survived. The Lord allowed you to survive those things because in your heart you are a survivor. You wanted to survive. So now the whole gist of everything is, now show me that you want what I allow you to survive, those things that could have taken you out, but you survived it. So now, do you want it? Show me that you want it. Continue to show and prove that you are that good steward. Somebody, you're no longer in survival mode. We talked about that on Sunday. You are no longer in survival mode. You're in steward mode. And the whole gist of it is, can the Lord trust you? And now point 3, Mary was in ownership mode. She wasn't going to stop because of other people's carnality. She wasn't going to stop because of other people's lack of belief. Mary was not going to stop because of other people's misunderstanding, along with other people not having clear vision to see the larger picture of the actual events that was truly taking place. So Mary made up her mind she was not going to allow anybody, even if they was upset, that anybody got mad, anybody felt, anybody in any uncomfortable area, Mary did not allow them to stop her. So for whoever you are tonight, we got to have that same mindset that no matter what, you got to still continue to keep pressing forward as the Lord continues to give you strength, as he continues to lead and guide you and allow you to keep showing that you're a good steward and that you're now ready to make that next step. For those of you who's going into that next level or that next mode of ownership. And for those of you, he's getting ready to pull you up out of survivor mode and put you in steward mode. Remember everything that he taught you in survival mode. But you got to be willing to now, and you will have sometimes as you're moving from each one of these certain modes or these different levels, there will be sometimes you may have certain little traces of, say, you leaving from survivor mode, going into steward mode. There may be little traces, little things that happen, and you might, for a moment, you might think like you still in survival mode. But this is where you're going to have to get yourself together real quick and now just begin to say, no, I'm not there anymore. And as you say that you're not there anymore, it's because you're not there anymore. The Lord he's already up the road. He's in stewardship with you, waiting on you now to continue to keep pushing forward and not allow that survivor mentality to hold you up from still moving into that next level of your way of thinking, where he's getting ready to shift many of you to. Okay, everybody, my time is up on tonight. I hope something was said to help encourage and also to shift you in your way, your mind, your thinking, so that way, whoever you are, don't get stuck in these areas. Many of you, you're not still in that survival mode. Now you're going to have to be able to, physically you growing, spiritually you growing, but also mentally you have to grow as well. And you have to know that, look, I don't feel or think the same, but that don't mean that certain things may hit your environment, but you still got to say, hey, no, I'm in stewardship mode now. And when those times happen, you got to know how to handle it and handle it well, because look, you've already transitioned. You're already at the next level or the next stage of your life. Mary was able to do it, just like you and I, we're able to do it too. Till we do this again, God bless you all. We love you. Have a blessed night. And we'll talk to you and see you on the next go round. God bless you all.